Oh, I'm on. Okay, great, great. Hello. Yeah, it's me. It's North Star. That's right. I am North Star. Okay, this is how to craft a viral title. This is like my umpteenth time doing this, and it's been very frustrating because my mic was not right, and was working on that, the sound quality of my mic. So now I'm good to go, I believe. So let me check my levels and make sure it's good to go. Testing one, two, testing one, two. Okay, there we are. Everything is good to go. So I'm gonna dive right into it because I am very anxious to get into this because this is my first million view video. I have a bunch of videos that have gone viral before, but I've never had a video that has made a hit a million views. So the probably like the biggest video view I've ever had was about 204,000 views collectively amongst like all of my um I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I got to be if not a million, close to a million between all the videos that I've ever published, but I've never had a single video do a million views. And this is big. This is great. For many reasons. So I'm gonna get into all of that here in just a moment. Just bear with me. I'm trying to setting up here because I want to see what this looks like um on the live here. So I'm going through the mode. There we are. There it is right there. Okay, that's what I needed to see. Okay, so here it is. How do we craft a viral title? All right. 2 minutes and 18 seconds in. So this is live and I may I'll probably trim this off. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start from right here, from right where it's at, and I'm gonna act like I just came on live, so that way I can trim this down into the live recording. So this I'm gonna trim it from the beginning. So I'm gonna start over from the top. All right, here you go. How to craft a viral title. This is for the viral video, Let Her Cook, the comment video that went viral here on YouTube on my channel. And I'm going to talk to you and tell you about how the title drove the video to go viral. Now, to explain, the video itself was already viral on TikTok. Glorilla's video, by the time I downloaded and did what I did, it already had 3.5 million views. But I do want to let you know, if you are unaware, is that the viewership across the platforms are different. And it also has a lot to do with the the policies and the functional operation of the platform itself. So the viewership on YouTube is a lot more stickier because people are used to watching long form content on YouTube. On TikTok, it's very short, right? Even though that they have longer form content, and over the last 18 months, 2 years or whatever, they have been pushing to do long form content. And we don't even know if TikTok's going to be around after January 19th. So, it may be a mute point talking about TikTok right now, but let's talk about it as it is, as we know it. Okay. So TikTok is more short form. Okay. Even though that they do long form content, and that's like been a big main focus, they've been pushing content creators, providers, or whatever to do longer form content on there. If you were doing like Instagram is like in between, but Instagram has leaned and stayed in the lane of short form content. So you're not going to have videos. Most of the videos you watch aren't going to be over 90 seconds. That's a minute and 30 seconds. And long form content, they do provide long form content, but they don't really promote it out to people unless you follow that person who put up the long form content, or it's a very popular like big creator on the platform. Then they'll push their content out. But for most people, they're not going to do that. Okay, so since this is about YouTube and crafting viral titles, right? Viral titles work across all platforms, but there's a but. Not the same as they do on YouTube. So you can post a video on TikTok with no title, no hashtags, and it's just going to show up in front of people. And if the video is sticky, and it mainly has to do with what people are saying in the video. If the video is sticky, then it's going to get shown. But on YouTube, the way YouTube works, YouTube requires you to utilize a title. And because it requires you to utilize a title, then that's one of the metrics that it weighs a video on, because there are three things that will make a video go viral. One is if the thumbnail looks good, but that's not the predicate. Okay. The thumbnail just stops people and make them consider clicking, but it's not the thumbnail itself. It's the title. So out of all the metrics, the title is the most important, because the title is the decision maker on whether people watch the video or not. Okay. And also too, I'm gonna give you a very big gold nugget on why the title, how titles work and how they drive videos to go viral. Okay. Now I do want to make you aware that there are differences with utilities of titles rather. And that could be like, say, if let's say if I had 1 million followers, right? Or even 10,000 or 100,000, but I want to go with 1 million because we just hit 1 million. So let's talk about that. Okay. So let's say I had 1 million subscribers on my channel. The fact that I have 1 million subscribers, my channel has weight. So the algorithm's automatically going to push out my content much more than a smaller channel. Okay, so there's that factor right there when it comes to how this works and what the algorithm looks at, and then the decision from your audience and whether they like your content or not. Okay, so I'm gonna circle back around to the point about the title and the three factors on what makes a video viral. So we already said that the thumbnail, because the thumbnail gets people to stop, it gets them to pay attention. Then the title, because the title is the decision maker. That's the thing that's going to get the person to click. And then third is the content. Is the content good? And if the content is good, then that's what makes a successful viral video. So if you have those three elements, then great. Now, the video that went viral for me was a short. So it wasn't a long form video, so that people didn't have a thumbnail to choose from, because it's only showing up in YouTube Shorts feeds, and it would show up on the browser page. But the frame that was chosen from the video, there was a comment. The comments that's pasted on that video is pasted through the whole entire video. So by people probably already being familiar with that video, or just the fact that they like Glorilla, they're choosing that video. But when it shows up on people's feeds, the title's still there, and the title is what's driving it. Now, here's the big nugget that you need to know, so that way you don't get, like, you don't think it in a different way, as if like, oh, okay, it's all about the title. No. So when you first upload a video, right, and you're putting a title on the video, when you hit publish, the algorithm processes your video. And when it's processing the video, it's processing everything about the video. It's processing all of the metadata. The metadata is the text that you put on the video. That's the title, anything in the description section, and the channel key tags. Okay. Not channel key tags, I'm sorry. The video key tags. So you have those three things. And the tier is first is the title, because that's the most important. Because if you didn't put any description or any key tags on your video, then it would only have the title. And that's a prerequisite that's required for you to do before you publish the video. So with that being said, so you have the title, right? Now, if you upload a thumbnail, then the thumbnail gets processed, is scanned to see, like what's in it. Can it make out any words or whatever? What's the images, faces, and things like that? Okay. And then it's also what you're saying in the video. So within the first, I think it's the first 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first 15 seconds, because they always say it's the first 5 seconds, the first um I've heard some people say the first 10 seconds, but if I'm not mistaken, it's the first 15 seconds in the video is what is taken, what's captured to as a, like, however the algorithm does its thing, and how it, weighs the video or whatever. Um I guess it's like a tier system or something. I don't know what to call it, because I don't know the technical term that YouTube uses for it. But what I do know is that the title, the thumbnail, the metadata that's around it, and then of course the first 15 seconds. Now, in the entirety of the video is processed so that it can do closed caption, right? So it hears the words, is processing the words that are used in the video. But the reason why the first 15 seconds are most important is because it's telling the viewer what the video is about. So that helps the algorithm to decide on where to place, how to categorize your video, where to place it, and where to push it. Like what audience members that you already have, and or new viewers, because the algorithm will push your videos to new viewers, just to give them things to view, not necessarily get people to subscribe, but just give them something good to view, because it's always trying to serve up something relevant and fresh to its users, to its viewers. So knowing that, if you are stating what you need to say within the first 15 seconds, right? That means get to the point. Um, high, highly successful viral videos make their statement within the first 5 to 7 seconds. Okay. But if, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, YouTube grades it by 15 seconds, not the first 5 seconds, because it's something about that, like that, quarter of a minute window, is because usually when people are on the video, they decide within that time frame whether they're going to stick on or not. And within the first 3 seconds, when your video starts, like they've already started making a decision if they're going to click off your video or not. So bringing it back home to the title, and how the title actually drives the views and helps the algorithm know what to do with this video. Okay, here it is. So the title on my video, the viral video, right, is this. It's "Let Her Cook." That's in the beginning, right? It's the very beginning phrase. Let her cook. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share a screen right here. And let's see, I don't have any new tabs, but let's see. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, because I want you to see it for yourself and not just take my word for it. You know, that way, you know what I'm talking about, and you can see it, and it's visibly tangible to you. Okay, so here it is. Let me go to the YouTube studio, And I'm going to go to content. And then I'm going to go to the shorts. And okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Share the screen so that you can see what's going on. Channel content, share. Boom. Now it's up. All right, so here it is. Let's see. What just happened? Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I had to make sure everything was good. Okay, so where's my video? Here it is. Excuse me. The Let Her Cook video. All right. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the title area right here. You should see my cursor going over that right there, right? And let's see, can I zoom this in? Yeah, there we go. Zoom this in. Okay. So as you can see, I want what I'm doing is I'm going to share with you and show you why this. Let me do this real quick. Stop sharing this because you need to see my face when I'm expressing this. Oh, you can see my face. Okay. I didn't know that. All right. I don't go live much on YouTube. So I'm kind of new to this going live on YouTube thing, even though I've been on live on YouTube a few times, but I haven't really gone live like that. But I will be going live a lot on YouTube now. So now back to the point. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Let's bring it home. All right. Look at the way that this title is set up, right? You have capitalization here and let her cook. And then you have Glorilla goes viral on TikTok for great value products. Now, there's only 69 right here to the right, right? If you're looking at it, yeah, that should be to your right. And you should see my cursor going back and forth over these small numbers where it says 69/100. So it's 69 characters. All right. So let's go over some classic things about what is expressed from, the people who have really mastered the art of going viral on YouTube. Okay. They say, only do like 60 characters because 60 characters, you can see that pretty much everywhere. But anything beyond 60 characters, there begins to be a dot, dot, dot. That you shouldn't really worry about that so much because there's something I've learned about that where, people say titles that are very long, people aren't interested. That's not true. I used to maximize the long titles, the characters, the 100 characters on videos when I was doing my How Will Smith Broke the Internet channel. And that actually helped my videos go viral because I was in competition with bigger channels. But because I was providing a little bit more information, it enabled my videos to break through and go viral. Right. And I knew this because just to, make you aware, if you haven't seen the other video where I talked about how I made the video go viral, because now I'm only focusing on the title. But I, tell you in that video that what I do on a day-to-day basis is digital marketing technology. So basically digital marketing, right? Online marketing. That's what I've been doing for, the last 10 years. And I know a lot about, all the ins and outs about when it comes to creating content, how to drive traffic in different ways, whether it's through email, on social media, to websites, ads, or whatever. And in this case, you see this is a viral video, right? This one has 1 million views. The one of the things is that, with SEO, which is known as search engine optimization. But in this case, I'm only using this term figuratively because it's not really about the search engine. This is about optimization, the word optimization. So this is an optimized title. Okay. So what I did when I did this was I knew based on my knowledge of how this, this works is that by me putting let her cook that first, that was that tells the algorithm exactly what this is about. So it already knows that there's content out there on, around Glorilla with let her cook, because they have like a let her cook challenge or something like that. So that lets the algorithm know what that's about. Then the next thing was Glorilla goes viral, right? So it knows like, okay, this is about Glorilla, and then goes viral because she has a lot of content on YouTube that does fairly well. So this is telling the algorithm who it's about, and like what's the context of the video. So it's like goes viral, and then on TikTok for great value products. So now it's telling the algorithm what it's about, right? So the first phrase is let her cook. That's what it is. Glorilla goes viral. Um, what it's about, and then on TikTok for great value products, and it's telling you like what it's delivering, right? So even though I didn't mention in the title it was about a comment, it says goes viral on TikTok for great value products. So that means that it's something in the video that's featuring great value products, and more than likely people will be interested in that because great value is associated with Walmart, right? Now, it's not like you have people across the internet just raving over great value and talking about it like that, like, because there's plenty of search volume on it and all kinds of things. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that part. But what I want you to realize, and I'm gonna stop sharing this for just a moment and come back to this. What I want you to realize is this. Um, the title is layered. Okay, so as I showed you, the first part is let her cook. So that's telling the algorithm what it is. Okay, because it knows that let her cook could be many things, but because there's a lot of volume of content and it's a popular song, it more than likely knows that, okay, boom. Now I'm gonna add some other things about that video too that also made it go viral, which was the fact that I did use the let her cook sound, right? The clip from her song. I added that to the video. So when I uploaded it, I didn't just use the sound that was already on there. I actually selected the let her cook song and added that to the video. So that's another reason why it went viral. Okay. And then on top of that, um, it was the meme video that she created. Okay, so that also helped drive it. So you have all those elements, but you have to be aware that the real reason and the only reason why the video went viral was because of the title. How do I know that this is a fact, right? And it wasn't anything else. Okay, so look, I uploaded this video on TikTok. It don't right now, to date, meaning till this day and beyond this, it may still have the same amount of views, but it has 3,070 views. It started taking off, but then TikTok stopped it for whatever reason. Meaning like whatever, their moderators maybe have done it, or maybe it was the trigger in the algorithm. I have no idea, but it stopped it. Okay, so it has a max views of 3,070 views on TikTok, and it was already viral on TikTok. But with the comment on there, it makes it different. But they didn't do anything; they just stopped it. So okay, so then I uploaded it on Instagram. It did horribly on Instagram. It didn't even get any views on Instagram. I ended up deleting it from Instagram because of that. Right. And it's a viral video. So viral videos should not be sitting on zero on other platforms. If it's viral, generally they're going to go viral across multiple platforms, but not always. And that's for various reasons. Okay. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna stay focused on the subject at hand about crafting viral titles. Now on YouTube, why I knew that it would go viral on YouTube, because at first when I first uploaded it, it started getting views right away, but it wasn't getting many. It was only, a little here, a little there, and I was like, you know, just sitting back. But then when I started seeing that the views were increasing hour by hour, day by day, I said, okay, it's gonna go viral. But I already knew that. But again, how did I know that it was gonna go viral? Was because of the title. And how did I know that? Because one thing is for certain: when you upload content on YouTube, it is a prerequisite, meaning it's required for you to use a title on your video, because that's the first thing, besides it processing the video and extracting the words that are being used throughout the video. That's the one thing that tells the algorithm everything it needs to know about the video, besides what you're saying. Okay. Because this is why videos, clickbait videos work. Because if they have the right title, they can get you to click on it. And it doesn't the context of the actual video itself will not stop the algorithm from doing like pushing that video out, because it's saying something different than the title. So the first thing that it uses to know what the title, or the what the content, the context of the video is supposed to be about, is through the title. So whatever you say throughout that title, from the first letter to the last letter of the title, including the spaces in between, because all of that counts, okay, is what is telling the algorithm what to do with it. So on the video, as you seen, right, I had where it was let her cook, and then Glorilla goes viral, right? Because there are several things within that title that the algorithm that it looks at, and it's picking apart, and it's knowing what to do and the possibilities of what this video is going to be. Okay. So how the video performs within the first several hours, because there's tiers on how YouTube does it, or how the algorithm is set up, and how it decides to push your content out. Because it's within the first hour, the first 24 hours, uh the first 48 hours, and then the first 7 days. So those are the things. Okay. You got the first hour, the first 24 hours, the first 48 hours, and then the first 7 days. All right. And the way it was explained, because I know the thing that they focused on was the first hour, the first 24 hours, and then the first 7 days. But they did explain that there are other tiers, but the max is 7 days. So, however, that video starts to perform from the first time it's uploaded, from the very first millisecond that it's, you know, live on the platform, and then it begins to get the impressions and all of that when it's getting pushed out, right? Showing up on people's pages and things like that. That is going to be the determinant, because it's like, how quickly will people engage with that content? Because it's actually putting the content in front of a few people. Okay. Whether, I don't know how many that could be. It could be hundreds, it could be thousands, it could be millions. And it really depends on the size of your channel, the as far as like how it gets pushed out, how much impression rate is going to have, and all of those things. Now, let's go back to the title and break this down. Okay, so I'm gonna share this screen again so that you can see it. Okay, so here are the several things within its title. Again, like I said, you have Let Her Cook, Glorilla Goes Viral. Then you have Glorilla Goes Viral on TikTok, because those are two different things. And then it's viral on TikTok. Okay. And then Great Value Products. So the layers within this title are Let Her Cook, and then Let Her Cook Glorilla, because those two go hand in hand. Okay. Then it's um Glorilla Goes Viral. Glorilla Goes Viral on TikTok. And then goes viral is another key phrase within itself. Then goes viral on TikTok is another key phrase. And then viral on TikTok is another key phrase. And then great value and great value products are standalone too. So you have these multiple layers within this title that serve it up. And then also the titles need to make sense. They need to read naturally. So Let Her Cook is almost like a book title, right? Like as if it was a book, and it was like Let Her Cook is the title of the book. And then the subtitle is Glorilla Goes Viral on TikTok for Great Value Products. That's the subtitle to the title of the book. Okay. So another thing too, all right, I'm gonna point this out. You don't have to do this, because this is not a profound metric, but it does matter because it depends on what you're doing, how you're titling something, and then also you need to consider how many characters. The characters are, if you don't know what the characters mean, which I believe you do, but I'm just saying, just in case you don't, if it's somebody watching that does not know what a character is, it's either a letter, number, symbol, or a space. That's a character. Okay, so how you have this space here and here and here in between the words, those are characters. The letters themselves are characters. Emojis are characters. So that's anything that can be on a text line or within a body of text is a character. Okay, and they're each counted individually. So as you see right here, the title has up to 100 characters. The recommendation by the um the scientists of YouTube, right? And I call them the scientists. These are like the big YouTubers who have, spent tens of thousands of dollars studying this stuff and tens of thousands of hours studying this stuff, and figured out the science behind how to go viral or make highly successful content on YouTube. So basically the title, and everything involved. Now, when I was talking about this space right here, between the two, these are two character spaces. As you notice, there's a little gap right here, right? Between the two. Uh-oh, let me turn this down. And why did this go blank? That's scary. I have no idea why that went blank. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. All right, something happened. I have no idea what's going on. Now it's probably gonna mess my video up, and I hope it doesn't. But it probably did, and it's okay if it did. Oh, that's all I had to do. So just click over to the tab. That sucks. That really sucks, man. But anyway, let's get back to the point. I don't want to be harping over that. Okay, so as I was saying, the characters is up to 100 characters. The recommendation by the most successful YouTubers are 60 characters, right? But here's what I found, okay? And I'm speaking from what I've been doing, from my knowledge of, optimization, right? Content optimization, or metadata optimization. And the term most people use is search engine optimization, SEO. That's what this would be. But I'm not doing this for the search engine. I'm doing this to optimize titles. That's what my whole objective is. Now, if somebody happens to search for Let Her Cook through a search engine, then yeah, my content is going to pop up. So I do optimize for the search engine because the string of words meaning like from the first letter to the last letter and what it says in between, right? That string of text has to make sense, right? It has to, uh be where people, when they're looking for it, it'll instantly like click with them. So that's why it's crafted this way. So with great value products, let's just say somebody was looking for, they typed in great value products, and say Glorilla's Let Her Cook pops up, right? Because there's something about great value products because there's a viral video around that. And that's also another way to drive traffic and bring attention from other areas. Because when you start including certain things in, that's what, you know, helps push the visibility of that content. Doesn't mean that is actually going to happen most times, but if it's relatable, then that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to get the attention and you're going to drive traffic from other areas that were kind of unlikely to happen under normal circumstances. But I'm going to tell you, if you did a search on just the phrase let her cook, right? Like if you went into the YouTube search bar and you just typed in let her cook, uh, Glorilla's content is going to pop up. A whole bunch of other people's content is going to pop up. You'll even see my video on there. But the interesting thing is the ads that are around that video. And those ads are cooking ads, like, things to cook, or ads for like fast food and stuff like that. So that shows you that there is a relatable situation right there, because the name of her song is Let Her Cook. But she's not in her song, she's not talking about food. She's not, but because her title is Let Her Cook, it's a popular song. They put something relatable, and then people have been making content under the hashtag where they're doing stuff with cooking. Like, people are dancing to the song, and, they'll have like something in a pot or a skillet or something like that. So that's how it's all, overlapping and interweaving, and how it's relatable. So there you have it on how to craft a viral title. Okay. Now I do want to add this one thing that I think is important for you to know out of all the things I've said already, right? Is that when you are crafting a title, and you may have questions about why this is capitalized. Okay, so I'm gonna answer that, then I'm gonna make my statement. And I think it's important for you to know too, because that's why I was talking about the title. So why am I using capitalization? So there's a theory that capitalization in the title does something with the algorithm. But what has been said by YouTube staff that deals with the algorithm, and YouTube content, says that it doesn't really matter. It's just more of a personal preference thing. But the reason why people think that it's a real, like, it has a real effect, is because there's evidence across a bunch of YouTube content with the utilization of capital letters, and how the video performed with capital letters in it and not capital letters in it. But a lot of people say it's just yelling, but it's not. It's emphasis. It's a difference. Because it's all about the context, and how you're doing it. So the reason why I used it was because there's a couple of years ago. Let's see, this is 2024, so about 3 years ago. As a matter of fact, let me stop sharing this, do a quick search real quick, right? And I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. About 3 years ago, there was a young lady named Janelle Eliana, right, who had a video that went mega viral, like ultra viral, just out of nowhere. She ain't had no content on her channel or nothing. And the video just went viral, right? Let me see. I think her name is uh yeah, here it is. I found her. Oh yeah, here it is right here, y'all. I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you. Okay. So this girl, this woman went viral on her first video. And I'm gonna show you the example of what happened. Okay. So let me share this tab and let me see. Boom. There we go. All right. So let's go to her channel. And I'm gonna put this on pause because we don't want to play sound. But we're gonna go to videos. Now, this was a van life channel, right? Because that had became a very like popular thing amongst people when they were a few years ago about people doing van life. Okay. So on here, let me see if I can do this from here. I don't know. Yeah, it does not allow me to move it on here. So I have to go to the actual tab. All right. So let's go to her very first video. Okay. Her very first video is this video right here where it says van tour and then solo female traveler lives in van life with pet. Okay. And that's, I'm going to zoom that in. There we go. Right there, y'all. Van tour, solo female traveler lives van life with pet. And then it says pet snake. Now, let's do this right here. I'm gonna click on this so that we can watch it. We don't really care about watching the video. What we care about this right here is this video has, dang, that was 5 years ago. Dang, I thought that was like 3 years ago. Okay. What we care about is this right here. This is what we care about right here. Okay. We care about this title, how many views it has, right? As you see, it has 598,000 likes, 11 million views. This was the very first video on her channel. And me at the time, you know, being into what I was into, which is, you know, online marketing, digital marketing, because that's what I do, digital marketing technology. I was wondering why the video went so viral. Because I mean, it was gaining millions of views over a span of days. Like it was just unusual. And I paid attention. I was trying to like dissect it, and I was paying attention to, you know, and the first thing that I caught on to was why was this title capitalized? That part, I was like, why was that capitalized? Because that I was like, something about that is strange. I've seen capitalizations in titles, but because it was the first video on the channel, I said, is that really making a difference? Right. And I even tested it out myself, and I did see some difference with capitalizations, but I didn't have enough evidence to really like think that was a thing. But I've always kept this every time I crafted a title. I've always kept this video in mind. I always think about this title anytime I go to like make titles because I'm like, this whole setup, this whole title setup had a lot to do with why this video went viral. Now, it's a speculation that there may be been some cheating in the background, right? That she had some help. I haven't heard anything that she did. Nothing's come out to say that she has. There are a few outliers, kind of like her, that this has happened, but without that evidence, we don't know. But the thing that we do have is this title. Now, I do want to point this out because I think this is like one of the most important things that we all should um, be aware of. Okay, because this is something that I have always kept in the forefront of my mind when it comes to this particular video. Okay, and how to craft a viral title. What I've always thought about, because I watched this video, I'm talking about, I studied this video, I broke it. I mean, I watched it from beginning to end many times. I paid attention and I was following her content just to see. I wanted to see if other videos performed just as well. And as a matter of fact, let's go back. We'll come back to this, right? So let's look at some of the video titles that she has, right? And how many views she has on these videos. So the first video, 11 million views. The next video, 18 million views. The next one, 5 million views. The next one, 6 million. The next one, 3.5, 3.2, 2.8. Okay. Then you have 1.3, 1.6, 4.6, 5.5. And then you have, they started getting lower, 1 million, 1.6, 700, I'm sorry, 700,000, 1.3, 1.4, 600,000, 1.3. And then, the viewership was not as high as the rest of her first like few videos. Like I think it was the first six. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, see, 7, 8. Yeah, so right around her eighth video, then her viewership started going down, because in the comment section, people would be complaining, saying that they did not subscribe to her. And so this is why people think that something was triggered. Somebody at YouTube did this, or some kind of secret thing that happened that only she knows about, or whoever was helping her had a plug and knows about. Okay. And this is, the speculation on it. But but let's look at some things. Okay. Let's pay attention to one thing that's familiar with throughout this whole theme of all of these videos that you see me scrolling through. And that is that all of the titles are capitalized. Now, there are a bunch of channels of content out there where, the whole entire title is capitalized. But I always thought about this. I'm like, okay, let's say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, that maybe, just maybe, they did do something. There was some kind of hookup that did it, because she has legitimate views on here. That's the thing. It's possible it could have been botted or whatever. But I know that I got a notification. There was a lot of people on there that got notifications, and all of a sudden she was just everywhere, just instantly, right? So if I'm going to use my intuition, my common sense, just what I know about how this whole thing online works, I do think that there was a little jigging behind the scenes. I do think that somebody did something that enabled that to happen. Now, I'm not sure if it was bot usage, and it probably may have been. I don't know. Um, but none of her content got banned. None of it got suppressed. It just kept going every single time. So what I'm thinking is this right here, because the one thing that I noticed for the whole thing was that this title had been, I'm sorry, all of the titles are capitalized. And uh, there's a lot of viral content out there that doesn't have capitalization in the titles. But because she was such a unique anomaly, I was like, yeah, there's something going on with this, because my digital marketing mind was like, there's something going on with this title. There's a reason why they did that, regardless of what they're using. to help boost it, it had something to do with that. So then there became this thing over time where people were like, hey, you know, there's something to capitalizations. And so a lot of people started using capitalization a lot more. And there was a lot of evidence where people were saying, hey, I think it's working because of this. You know, they would even change the titles to see the difference in performances. So that's why capitalization can be or does have an effect on how the algorithm treats the the video once you upload it. So there's that. I'm not going to spend no more time on this. I just wanted to point this out because this was something that happened, and even though this was 5 years ago, this is still a case study for me because when I look at like how her next video came out. Now, the reason why I think this one did so well was because there was other factors about this. Okay. Now we looking at these thumbnails ain't the greatest, right? But look at her. She's really cute. You know, she's a pretty girl. Van life was a thing, you know. It was just her aesthetics, a whole bunch of stuff she had going on worked for her. So that's the reason why it was kind of like a natural thing that was going to take place anyway, because she was interesting. Um, she was doing something that was popular, the van life thing. And she had a snake. So that was another thing. And then the aesthetics, like, how the inside of her van looked, um and then her personal aesthetic, how she looks. So there you have it right there. Okay, so let's get back to the core of this thing right here. I'm sharing the screen. I'm back on now. Okay, so that's how you craft a viral title. Now, I'm not telling you to capitalize your titles on your videos because I think that in itself is unnecessary, right? And I'm just talking about from just my experience. That's not a requisite. It's not something that you need to do or have to do. But if you would like to emphasize something, then I think that using the capitalization will do you nothing but good. So there's that. So now that I've shared these things with you, anytime that you're putting your own content together, you can now you have what you need in order to make a good video, because as I told you, is this right here. It's real simple. The first thing that the algorithm has is the title. Even though you upload the video, it doesn't matter what's being said in the video. That's why clickbait videos still work. Doesn't matter what's being said. What matters is the title. So whatever you're telling the algorithm, the way that you structure the title is how the algorithm knows where to categorize your content and how to place it, and then also where to promote that video. Promoting meaning when it does the impressions, right? Where to promote that video based on people's interest. So that title, everything that you put in the title from the first letter to the last letter, and how you utilize that space is going to make the difference. So that's that. I am North Star, and yeah, that's how you craft the title. All right, check out the video. For those of you who just came on this live, I'm about to end the live, so the video will be instantly. As a matter of fact, I have to edit it first. I have to edit out the first 2.5 minutes. Yeah, so I'm gonna edit out the first 2.5 minutes and probably the actual end of this video or whatever, but it'll be available within the next few minutes. So go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.